Okay, tonight I wanted to give everyone a brief overview of how to use Dosbox. It's truly awesome software if you like to play old games. Of course, you have to install it first in Mint Linux. This is super easy. All you have to do is go to your... Oops. Of course, it wants a password. But anyway, you go to your software center. And that may take a moment. And then from there, I generally just do a very quick search for Dosbox. And of course there it is. I've already installed it. You just double click and then you will be given the option to install it. I have the option to remove as I've already installed it. So that's all there is to it. Super easy. You can't really complain about that. Not that it would do any good anyway. Alright, from that point, of course, you can go to your menu if you're using Linux Mint. Just Dosbox emulator, but it does show up under games, oddly enough, because that's generally what people use it for anyway. Start it up. And it's just like the old DOS that I'm used to. I might be showing my age a little bit. Type dir and hit enter for a nice list of commands, directories. Now, probably the most important part of this is telling Dosbox where the game files are going to be. And we will actually mount a drive, which means we will just create a folder or create a drive from a local folder. This sounds a little more complicated than what it really is. I have all my games in my home folder and a folder called DOS, and then you can see I have several folders here, and there's some Windows executable files, just the game files. And up here is where we're going to get that information for the mounting. Since all my games are in this, the directory I'm going to be typing is /home AQS DOS. And it'll pretty much be typed exactly like that. So check it out. It's a mount command. If any one of you are familiar with Linux, you've mounted drives, or at least heard of mounting drives. And all we're doing is telling Dosbox that this particular spot is where we're going to be getting our games from. So I'm going to type mount. We want to make this drive the letter C with a colon, because it's going to be drive C as far as this DOS emulation is concerned. And then we're actually going to, at this point, put in a space and just enter the directory. Contains your games. For me, this is home/AQS/DOS. Hit enter, and of course it will tell you drive C is mounted as the local directory home AQS DOS. So we want to CD space C colon. CD stands for change directory. We're changing our directory over to the C drive. Yes, I forgot. CD space /C colon. Well, it's a little bit different in Dosbox. I'm actually used to the old school DOS where you had to change directories. But anyway, just type in C colon. We're now in drive C. Type in dir. That stands for directory. That'll give us a listing of all the directories. I'm going to CD space, that's change directory, to the SC2000 directory. That's going to be SimCity 2000, a wonderful game about city building. And now, there's several ways to go about this. A lot of times the information when you get these games from abandonware sites like Abandonia and the like, they'll generally tell you how to do this. But I'm going to tell you, you're generally looking for an exe file. That's executable. It's a Windows executable. It was a DOS executable. You can type in dir for directory and you'll get a list. If you hit dir, since it runs off our screen, we can't see the rest of it. You can use a /p to pause. It'll ask you to strike a key to see the rest, or you can do a directory /w. That'll display it in a wide format, and you can see it all that way. Alright, there's a few things here I just want to kind of catch up on and reiterate. Now, generally speaking, you could hit Alt-Enter to make this, to make Dosbox full screen. I am not going to do that because one of the few rants I have with this is that Dosbox in full screen, for some reason, it messes up my resolution. I have a dual monitor setup here, and of course I'm only recording the one monitor, but Kazam is an awesome program. I could record both, and it would be no problem. Full screen on regular stuff. I could do Minecraft full screen. I mean, no problem. Anything for the most part. DOSBox, though, has a big problem in Linux Mint anyway, with really screwing up the screens. I just had to restart, in fact, for just that problem. So keep in mind, full screen may not always work properly. Now the games and everything look cool in full screen, and what I'm doing in DOSBox is cool. But once I leave the game or leave whatever I'm doing in DOS and go back to that window, it is pandemonium with two monitors. With one monitor, it might not be the same case. I will test that out eventually and see if that's maybe an issue. It might just be that the dual monitor setup is not does not play well with DOSBox. In any event, just to kind of go over, I'm going to remount this. I've pretty much had to start over, so what better time to recount our adventures? I'm just going to mount drive C as home, AQS, and DOS. Even us brilliant folks are prone to mistakes. And we'll go to drive C, directory, and of course that's our DOS folder. You'll see everything on that drive we've created, which is going to be the same that's listed here. And one trick I'd like to show everyone. We were just talking about the contents of this particular directory, SC2000 for SimCity 2000. There is a way to get a list of only executable files, and that would be dir, just like before getting the directory. This time we're going to go *exe. Now the star stands for a wildcard. Anything can be in front of this .exe. As long as it has the .exe on it, it will be listed. And we only have a few files available here that meet that criteria. And if we go cd space / will get us back out of that directory into the home directory of C that we've created. And let's try hyperspeed, for example. Alright, regular directory listing, huge bunch of directories. In wide form, still a bunch, but if we decide that we want only executables, not so many of those. Much more simple, much more straightforward to deal with. And that's what we like. We like simplicity. Simplicity's good. And I just want to show you, in this case, I believe hyperspeed is actually the executable as well. You'll find with a lot of the old DOS games, you can find those executables. They may tell you on those old websites like Abandonia and such that they may tell you which executable to type in, but we can find it. We don't have to have help, and that's good. Self-sufficiency is a wonderful thing. And we just type in, there is a hyper SPD exe. We just type in hyper SPD, and there it is, folks. It is a beauty. One of the best classic games that no one ever talks about. Hyperspeed. Lightspeed was the first iteration. Now, in the interest of saving our ears, just gonna kill that. And now you have a good foundation for using Dosbox. Just terrific program for old DOS games. And if you want more of these videos about particular games, more instructables, just like, comment, or subscribe.